The Deputy King, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Ghdaybiya Palace. The cabinet congratulated His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the people of Bahrain on the anniversary of the National Action Charter, commending the achievements made across various fields inspired by the principles of the Charter. The cabinet discussed the ongoing preparations and arrangements for hosting the Intra-Islamic Dialogue Conference under the patronage of His Majesty the King. The cabinet commended the efforts of the concerned parties and committees in ensuring the conference's successful organization and realization. His Royal Highness directed to double financial support for eligible individuals receiving Social Security and disability allowances in observance of the holy month of Ramadan. His Royal Highness directed the Ministry of Social Development to distribute financial support prior to Ramadan to guarantee adequate living standards for citizens, particularly those in low-income groups. The Cabinet directed ministries and government agencies to continue advancing digital transformation projects aimed at enhancing and optimizing services for citizens and residents. In this regard, the Cabinet commended the launch of the MyGov application, expressing gratitude to the Ministerial Committee for Information Technology and Communication, chaired by the Minister of Interior, for their efforts in this initiative. The Cabinet then approved the following memorandums. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Development and Infrastructure Projects on developing procedures supporting investment efforts in the real estate sector in Bahrain. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on a draft resolution amending the executive regulations of the Civil Service Law. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on an MOU between the Customs Affairs of the Ministry of Interior and the Italian Customs and Monopolies Agency for mutual cooperation in customs matters. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on the cooperation program under the framework of the MOU between Bahrain's Ministry of Health and Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Health. A memorandum submitted by the Minister of Justice, Islamic Affairs and Endowments on the launch of an electronic service for private notaries to facilitate real estate sale procedures through electronic integration between relevant government agencies. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on the government's response to 3 proposals submitted by the Council of Representatives and a proposed law submitted by the Shura Council. The Cabinet reviewed the following. A memorandum submitted by the Minister of Foreign Affairs on the tasks undertaken by the National Committee responsible for coordinating and following up on the implementation of initiatives presented by Bahrain at the 33rd Arab Summit. In addition, the Cabinet noted the following ministerial reports. The outcomes of the visit made by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Immigration and Egyptian Expatriates Affairs of Egypt to Bahrain. The outcomes of the official visit of the Minister of Works to the UAE to meet with counterparts in implementation of a cabinet decision. The outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the ministerial meeting of the Ministerial Committee for Food Safety at the GCC General Secretariat. The prominent events of Manama, the Arab Media Capital 2024. The outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the meeting of the Supreme Committee for Integrated Industrial Partnership for Sustainable Economic Development. the outcomes of Bahrain schools' participation in the TIMS 2023. The representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Commander of the Royal Endurance Team, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, yesterday attended the 26th edition of the His Highness the UAE President Endurance Cup, which was held at the Emirates International Village in Al Wathba in the presence of the UAE Vice President, Deputy Prime Minister and President of the Presidential Court, His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan. His Highness emphasized the deep-rooted fraternal relations between Bahrain and the UAE in various fields, noting that sport is one of the important pillars that strengthen the bonds between the youth of the two countries and develop the spirit of competition between them. His Highness pointed out that the royal team's participation in the events comes within the framework of the kingdom's keenness to support the distinguished race and its success, and reaches the desired goals in addition to enhancing the experiences of the royal team and enhancing the status of Bahraini endurance sport at all levels. His Highness praised the high level presented by the participants during the race, congratulating the winners of the first places and praising the organizational efforts that contributed to presenting a distinguished edition of the championship. Muhammad Khalid Al-Ruwai'i finished 7th place after leading the race in its 6 stages. The Southern Governor, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Ali Al Khalifa, visited the Camping Service Center, where His Highness was briefed on the statistics and results of organizational security and environmental efforts during the season. His Highness praised the wise directives of His Majesty the King and the continuous support headed by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, which contributed to the success of this year's camping season in accordance with the highest levels of security, organization and safety. The number of registered camps reached 3,172 camps, while the number of users of electronic services reached more than 75,000 users. His Highness praised the keen follow-up of the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs in organizing the season and providing all the necessary services to organizing it. His Highness stressed the importance of campers and visitors continuing to adhere to the regulations and guidelines until the end of the season on February 20th in order to preserve public safety and environment and wildlife. The chairman of the Supreme Council of Health SCH, Lieutenant General Dr. Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, inaugurated the Information Technology Department at the Mohammed bin Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa Specialist Cardiac Center. The inauguration coincided with the 57th anniversary celebrations of the Bahrain Defense Force. The ceremony was attended by the Minister of Defense Affairs, Lieutenant General Abdullah bin Hassan Al Naimi, and Minister of Health, Dr. Jalila Hassan. The inauguration was followed by a tour by the department's advanced technological systems and equipment aligned with digital transformation. On this occasion, a commemorative gift was presented to the SCA chairman by Commander of the Royal Medical Services, Brigadier Dr. Sheikh Fahad bin Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa. The SCA chairman highlighted the progress and readiness of the BDF's medical system and information technology under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, and the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. He also commended the dedicated follow-up of the Commander-in-Chief of the BDF Field Marshal, Sheikh Khalifa bin Ahmed Al Khalifa. He commended the national capabilities of the BDF, highlighting that the anniversary of its establishment serves as a reminder of its contributions to the nation and its key role in Bahrain's development and values of loyalty and belonging. The Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications, Dr. Sheikh Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, participated in the 4th edition of LEAP 2025 Tech Conference in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The minister commended the historic and strategic partnership between Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, particularly in the domains of telecommunications, information technology, and digital transformation. He highlighted the ongoing support from His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. Dr. Sheikh Abdullah bin Ahmed commended Saudi Arabia's efforts in organizing the global event, which addresses the future telecom and IT sector and showcases the latest innovations. The event involves 18 countries, over 1,000 speakers and experts, 1,800 exhibitors, and around 680 startups. The minister emphasized the importance of the event as a key platform for attracting investments and tech companies, accelerating digital transformation locally, regionally, and globally, with a focus on AI, digital economy, smart cities, and clean technology. The minister opened Bahrain's pavilion, highlighting the participation of 22 Bahraini startups in telecom and IT. He highlighted Bahrain's commitment to providing a supportive environment for entrepreneurs and startups through modern policies and initiatives aimed at improving infrastructure and the quality of services of this vital sector and raising the quality of technical services provided to citizens and residents. Tamkeen announces support for the participation of 14 leading Bahraini technology organizations in the 4th edition of the LEAP Tech Conference 2025 being held in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. More in this report.
As a part of its ongoing commitment to support the growth of Bahraini entrepreneurship, the Labour Fund Tamkeen is sponsoring the Bahraini Pavilion, organized by the Bahrain Technology Companies Society, as a part of its participation in the 4th edition of the LEAP Tech Conference 2025 in Riyadh, providing Bahraini companies with a unique opportunity to engage in the global tech scene. The Bahraini Pavilion will feature a selection of tech companies, as well as the His Highness Sheikh Nasser AI Research and Development Center, in where these organizations will have the opportunities to develop their businesses and obtain investments by connecting with industry leaders, experts, and investors, and forming strategic partnerships that support their expansion into regional and global markets. Tamkeen's support for the participation of Bahraini organizations in this event is in line with the 2025 strategic priorities, which are centered on enhancing the status and competitiveness of Bahraini citizens in the private sector and equipping Bahrainis with the right skills for career development in the private sector. LEAP focuses on emerging technologies and future trends such as AI, the Internet of Things, and virtual realities, and encourages innovation by organizing competitions and workshops. The conference aims to accelerate innovation by encouraging the development of solutions to global challenges to support innovators and startups.
The Labour Market Regulatory Authority announced the success of intensifying legal enforcement and protection measures in 2024. More Then 61,000 campaigns and inspection visits were carried out, an increase of 31% compared to 2023, which is the highest level recorded by the authority since its establishment. More in this report.
More than 61,000 campaigns and inspection visits were conducted in the past year. Statistics show the extent of the efforts made by the Labour Market Regulatory Authority to achieve the highest levels of stability in the work environment and maintain competitiveness and fairness, as the authority has increased its efforts by launching several inspection campaigns in cooperation with partners and various relevant government agencies. The authority increased its inspection campaigns and visits by 31% compared to 2023, and the percentage of deported workers increased by 36%. The data showed an increase in the percentage of employers' compliance with regulations and laws to 98%, achieving a balance between the need to issue permits and reduce surplus labour and irregular labour in the labour market, and the resulting illegal practices. The authority worked on improving a number of procedures that give the labour market sufficient flexibility to achieve sustainable growth, including the launch of electronic reconciliation and amending the procedures and controls for reconciliation in crimes related to work permits to ensure that the authority continues to achieve sustainable growth and meet the needs of the labour market in accordance with the desired goals.
As part of the ongoing efforts to enhance maritime security and safety, the Coast Guard Command implemented a number of awareness campaigns, including maritime patrols to secure movement and monitor the compliance of maritime transportation with laws and safety requirements to ensure everyone's safety. The Coast Guard Command emphasized that these activities are part of its comprehensive strategy to maintain maritime security and provide a safe environment in regional waters, calling all seagoers to adhere to safety measures, including checking the weather before sailing and reporting any accidents or violations. The fourth edition of the Ministry of Interior Bahrain Tennis Challenger competitions was launched, organized in cooperation between the Public Security Sports Association and the Public Security Officers Club. The event continues amid an exciting atmosphere that witnessed strong matches and a high technical level from the participating players. In the coming days, it is expected to witness more exciting matches and strong confrontations between a group of world-ranked players amidst a distinctive public presence that adds more enthusiasm to the atmosphere of the competition. The first and second day of the Ministry of Interior ATP Challenger Tennis Championship 2025 saw strong competition between players, and the Hawk-Eye technology played a prominent role in the competition. More in this report.
As the Ministry of Interior ATP Challenger Tennis Championship 2025 kicked off, the first and second days of the event witnessed the use of the advanced Hawk-Eye technology for the first time in the tournament's history, which contributed to raising the efficiency of refereeing decisions and promoting justice among the players. The matches witnessed strong competition between the players on the courts of the Public Security Officers Club, where the Hawkeye played a prominent role in maintaining the integrity of the competition. The Hawkeye is an electronic system that relies on high-definition cameras to monitor the path of the ball with extreme precision, allowing players to review questionable refereeing decisions. Each player is given 3 review requests per set, and the result is displayed on the screen in front of players, referees, and spectators, enhancing transparency and adding excitement to the match. As the tournament continues, Hawkeye technology plays a pivotal role in ensuring fairness will play a pivotal role in providing a unique sporting experience for players and spectators, reflecting the evolution of the tournament and the application of the latest technology in the world of sports.
The Royal Endurance Team ended its participation in the custodian of the 2 Holy Mosques Endurance Cup, which was organized by the Royal Commission for Al-Ula, Saudi Arabia, in partnership with the Saudi Equestrian Federation. The team's riders participated in the 160-kilometer race, which was held over 6 stages amid strong competition in the race, which witnessed the participation of 85 riders. Royal Team rider Fahad Al-Khatri led the early stages of the race until the 5th stage, before finishing in the 4th place after a strong competition with the UAE rider in the final stage. Riders Salman Isa Abdullah Al-Janahi and Muhammad Abd Samad did not pass the veterinary inspection after the 5th stage, while rider Ma'youf Al-Rumayhi's horse suffered an injury and had to leave the race after the 2nd stage. UAE's Salim Muhammad Al-Kitbi and Saeed Mahmoud Al-Kayari took 1st and 2nd place, while Uruguay's Matias Hernandez came in 3rd.